Donut Lassie to soldiers. Wait, yes, and yes.
Just add that to your business card. Post a wake-up call. Donut Lassie.
Donut Lassie. Oh man, I'm missing out. Dean, good morning to you. I'm excited because I feel like we are continuing our conversation from last week. We've learned how to properly light our backyard and steal trees from other people's yard. I loved the thievery last week to make, our yards look better. And now we just sort of expand on that as we look toward outdoor kitchens and patios. I've always thought an outdoor kitchen sounds like such a great idea, but I think, and I've never looked into it, not even Googled it, but I always thought, I bet those are expensive, and could I make one on my own?
Well, they are expensive, so let's not, kid ourselves about that.
Okay.
If we're talking about the kind of things that, are in the magazines, the large counter space, and then every imaginable appliance and cooking device and a sink and refrigeration and all of that. I mean, that's a kitchen. It's a kitchen.
Yeah.
And kitchens are pricey. And this one's outdoors. So let's just, know where we're standing right at the beginning. But the good news is this. They don't have to be that expensive for most people to get a lot of enjoyment out of their outdoor kitchen. And the reason is design. Design matters most. I say it all the time. Kitchens inside your house, there are 5 elements that make up a typical kitchen. You've got your cooking appliances, whatever that may be, stove, oven, combo, sink, refrigerator, prep counter, and storage of some sort. The great news about an outdoor kitchen, it really only needs the cooking appliance, the device, and counter space. This is the key. So if you can imagine, here's your barbecue, here's your grill, whatever it is, Komodo grill, whatever it is that your device of preference is for cooking outside. If you add to that some stand-behind counter space of any significance, then really you got yourself a kitchen. Because as far as keeping things cool, a cooler at your feet, a cooler tucked under that counter full of ice, boom, there you go. You don't have to worry about storage. Storage is something that happens inside the main kitchen anyway. And so the sinks are always optional, but a countertop and your device, that really is the essence of an outdoor kitchen. It's something that people can walk up to. It's something you stand behind. You got plenty of room to work and to have fun and to entertain. And the countertop could be made out of just about anything. It could simply be an extension of your decking material, just about anything at all to provide you that work and prep space, and not that expensive, and not that much maintenance.
Especially depending on what you chose to make that counter space out of, because I know that one of my friends, he said he was doing something on our house for me, and then he said, he goes, hey, I gotta go, because I'm going over to do a concrete kitchen for a woman's backyard that I guess was like gonna match her I don't know, patio or something like that. I'd never heard of that before, but I thought, that can't be terribly expensive.
Not at all. Concrete kitchens and counter areas are very popular. They work really, really well. We go even so far as to build countertops and bar areas out of dry, by dry I mean no mortar, dry stacked paving stones.
What?
Yeah.
And you don't have to worry about them like moving or anything like that?
Well, not if you stack them the right way, you don't have to, because they're heavy and they're solid and they're very stable. You can imagine, like a system pavers kind of, that kind of a paver in a backyard. A lot of people will take a retaining wall block out of the garden center from like a Home Depot or Lowe's and build themselves a fire pit out of it.
Sure.
They'll make a circle 2 or 3 courses high. Well, imagine taking, rectangular pavers. They're very, very heavy, and as a result, they're very stable. They sit on each other, really stable. They don't slide around. And stack yourself up a nice embankment so that you end up with a 36-inch tall counter space. Lay something on top of that, whether it is planks of wood, whether it's an actual stone surface, and boom, you've got your outdoor kitchen.
All right, now you're speaking my language for sure. But for people who say, you know what, but I do want that luxurious outdoor kitchen, and I've always dreamed of having the sink and the outdoor pizza kitchen and all of that kind of stuff, that all is possible, but it's just like you said, it's going to be pricey, right?
Yeah. You just want to think it through. I can't emphasize this enough. I think what it is, most middle-class people, we are the central targets of all advertising for everything, right? And so what you see are these layouts in magazine spreads. You see them on websites. You hear them on commercials. You see them on TV. These images of what it means to have an outdoor kitchen. And that's all well and good. But my suggestion is always this: think through how you are going to live out in your outdoor kitchen, how you're going to cook. Don't go out there and spend $50,000 on a setup just because this is the thing that everybody's got. Think through what it is that you do. Do you grill? Do you barbecue? Do you smoke? Okay, meaning is it low and slow with a smoker? Is it all of the above? Do you want one of those Komodo ovens like the Big Green Egg?
Oh, yeah.
Or are you going to be a basic gas grill or a charcoal grill person? See, me, you could throw as many gas grills at me as you want. You can give them to me for free, and I have very little use for them because when I cook outside, I like to cook over wood fire. I like things smoking outside. So for me, if I grill, it's going to be over wood charcoal. If I am smoking something or barbecuing something for hours, it's going to be in a pellet grill. The gas grill, not a lot of people realize this, but your gas grill outside, I know it's outside. I'm not poo-pooing them at all. But if we're talking about minimizing redundancy in what we own, the broiler in your oven is an upside-down gas barbecue. It really is. Now, you're not outside when you're making it. Okay, you're not outside, but basically exposing food to open heat on one side or an open flame. It's a broiler. It's an upside-down barbecue. So for me, I can broil something and grill it just the same. I can bring them right out, and everybody's like, "Ooh, nice job on the grilling." Like, yeah, came out of the oven. So for me, it's all about being outside, the smell of the wood smoke off the charcoal or the smoker pellets. That, for me, is my outdoor barbecue experience. So I'm not going to go and buy a big built-in gas grill, which are among the most expensive units out there. Now, that's not for everybody. For everybody, it's just the opposite. They don't want the wood, the smoke in it. They want the grill. It goes on, it goes off. Got a little infrared rotisserie in there for some chickens. It's all great. The point of the story is think through what you want to do, how you're going to cook, and so build your outdoor kitchen around those elements.
All right, is that what you were talking about tomorrow, or is tomorrow trees?
Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about more trees, please. I am back on my crusade for everybody to have better, beautiful landscapes, cooler yards, significantly cooler yards, because we're going to add trees to your landscape. The most significant, the most potent, the most valuable landscape feature you could ever have is a big, beautiful tree.
I love it. Dean, thank you so much. Dean will be on tomorrow morning from 6 to 8. You can hear him Sunday morning, 9 to 11. Follow him on social media at Home with Dean. Have a wonderful weekend, Dean, and I'll be over for that barbecue, and I'll totally pretend like you were an amazing grill master when you bring it out of the broiler.
All right. Thank you for pretending.
I got your back. Don't you worry. And tell Lucky hi. I heard him go off there a couple of times in the background.
Yeah, he's about to go on.
All right, bye, Dean. See ya. Lucky is Dean's rooster. All right, when we come back, we're going to talk a little entertainment news with ABC's Jason Nathanson. A couple of things coming out on Netflix and Apple TV Plus this weekend. Also, it's just fun to finally be able to say, hey, what's coming out at the box office this weekend? So weird not to be able to say it. Now we finally can. Robin, let's get back to the 710. Any better news now?
It is better news. In fact, they've cleared the lanes in Long Beach on the 710 northbound. They had all the lanes closed between Delama Boulevard and Long Beach Boulevard as they were dealing with a fatal crash. So all those lanes have been reopened. Your drive is still a little bit slow, though, as you travel north 405 and getting on the transition to that northbound 710. but the rest of that has dissipated, so that'll dissipate as well. That's what's going on there, and that's why you're slowing down. Mid-City Los Angeles on the 10 west at La Brea. The victim of a hit and run here in the right lane, so that drive on the westbound 10 stacks up at Vermont. South LA, 105 west at the 110, stalled car here. Second lane from the left, expect some delay from Central. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Robin Beck.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. Not to be a backseat driver, but if you need to hire great people fast, you need Indeed. Sponsor a job, and you'll immediately get a list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. More at Indeed.com/credit.
This is Chris Collinsworth. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network, presented by DraftKings.
A year after winning the title, the Lakers were dethroned by the Suns. LeBron James' undefeated streak in the first round of the playoffs is no more. King James turned down the idea of playing in the Olympics this summer. James jokingly said he'd be suiting up with the Toon Squad. And the Clippers are on the brink of elimination tonight for Game 6 against the Mavericks. No home team has won a game this series. I'm Misty Jordan.
Download the DraftKings app and use code SPORTS to get a free shot at millions of dollars up for grabs this week with your first deposit.
Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com for details.
All right, Dean was just talking about all those amazing things that you can do in your backyard, but all of those things, even the cheaper ones, take money, right? So maybe you are a homeowner who thinks, I wish I really could get a home loan, but I don't know if I would qualify, or maybe you've been told you can't qualify for these great rates that we're advertising. Well, you haven't called the great folks at IntelliLoan, because right now my friends at IntelliLoan have you covered. They've got a 1.99% rate in APR with no points and no lender fees for SoCal residents, even if you've got a credit score that's as low as 620. It's a 1.99% rate in APR with no points or lender fees. And call and ask for Daryl. He's the owner of IntelliLoan. He's got a team of home loan specialists that he says he wants to make sure that your home loan experience does not suck. Good for them for trying something that honestly sounds like a really daunting process, but when you do it with IntelliLoan, they've got home loan specialists that are going to walk you through this process. So don't let a low credit score hold you back. Get that home loan that you need and that you want. Lock in a 1.99% rate in APR with no points or no lender fees before the rates go back up. Call IntelliLoan at 1-800-918-6200. That's 1-800-918-6200, or just go to IntelliLoan.com.
IntelliLoan. Borrow smart. Rate subject to change without notice. Minimum loan amount requirements apply. 50% LTV and 745 score. Certain restrictions apply. Subject to credit approval. NMLS 3290. Loans made or arranged pursuant to a California Finance Lenders Law license number 6036970. Equal housing lender.
I struggled with symptoms like frequent gas and stomach pain for years.
I was bloated all the time with daily diarrhea.
At first, I thought it was what I was eating.
I kept thinking it was stomach issues.
So I did my research and talked to my doctor, and we finally uncovered the truth.
It was actually EPI. Exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI, is a condition where your pancreas is unable to help break down your food.
It can lead to symptoms like diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, unexplained weight loss, and oily stools.
And EPI symptoms can be confused with those of other common digestive conditions, like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's, and celiac disease.
So getting to the right diagnosis meant being more open with my doctor about the severity of my symptoms and how often they were happening.
But there's good news. EPI is manageable, so don't wait any longer. Use the symptom checker at identifyepi.com and schedule a visit or call with your doctor to ask, could I have EPI?
Sponsored by AbbVie.
Want to know the secret to making sure everything at Ralph's is fresh? Secret shoppers. Spies we hire to expertly inspect our produce department in every store. Their mission is to ensure we have the freshest bananas, lettuce, and more. Now that the secret is out, you know what else is? Tomatoes that are fresher than fresh. Ralph's, fresh for everyone.
Now it's even easier to save on your favorites with delivery and free pickup. Just visit Ralphs.com or the app today. Restrictions apply. Ralphs, fresh for everyone.
If you're like me, you can't wait to travel, but a lot of destinations want a negative COVID-19 test. That's where COVID Clinic comes in. COVID Clinic has 1-hour COVID-19 PCR tests to travel to almost anywhere in the world. They'll even help with your travel documentation. Make your trip prep easy by doing your COVID-19 testing at one of the many fast and even drive-through COVID Clinic locations near you. So whether you need a COVID-19 PCR test for travel, school, or you just want an antigen test, go to covidclinic.org. Restrictions apply. Go to covidclinic.org.
Court Furniture Outlet's annual Memorial Day sale has been extended through Monday with incredible savings throughout all outlet locations. Court Furniture Outlet's prices are always super low because they lease their furniture for model homes, movies and television, and corporate offices. And when the furniture comes back, they sell it for pennies on the dollar. Now, during Court's extended Memorial Day sale, save on everything you need to brighten up your home or make your workplace more comfortable. New upholstery in several styles and colors, including sleeper sectionals with storage, only $4.99. Conference tables and mesh back office chairs from $49, and bookcases for $29. Plus, great deals on venture sets, mattress sets, dining, and so much more. And all furniture is in stock and ready for immediate delivery. Come see why Court Furniture Outlet has been the secret destination for home stagers, designers, and savvy business professionals for over 40 years. Court Furniture Outlet with locations in Glendale on Central, in Corona at the 91 and McKinley, and now Fountain Valley at Euclid and the 405. Or go to courtfurnitureoutlet.com. That's C-O-R-T furnitureoutlet.com.
Did you know the Auto Club offers competitive rates on auto insurance? Go to AAA.com/insurance for a free quote today and find out how much you could save. Insurance through the Auto Club. Visit AAA.com/insurance today.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded. Magic is here at the Disneyland Resort, and KFI wants to send you to experience some of the joy you've been dreaming about. Magic is a stroll down Main Street, USA, and a jump to light speed. It's the smell of popcorn and the taste of a churro. It's fun, laughter, and family. Magic is here.
Both ticket and park reservation are required. Visit Disneyland.com for important details. Offering subject to capacity, restrictions, and change without notice.
Keep listening for your chance to win tickets on KFI AM 640.
More stimulating talk.
KFI AM 640 live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app on this Friday. Welcome back to your wake-up call. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee, and before we get to Jason Nathanson, the country's unemployment rate just came out. It has dropped to 5.8%. Employers added 559,000 jobs last month. Well, now they're going to have to wonder if they're going to get some graduates of Avengers Campus at Disneyland, which is opening today. Hi, Jason. Good morning.
Yeah, all those jobs are at Avengers Campus in Disneyland. All the jobs that were added in the country.
Exactly. Tell people what this is for some people who are like, what is Avengers Campus anyway?
Okay, so if you've been to Disneyland and you've been to the Star Wars attraction, if you did that, it's basically that, but for Avengers and for Marvel fans. So it's this immersive land. It's in the California Adventure side of the park. So you have to get either, if you're going there, you're either going there, you get a park hopper, you got to make sure you have access to that side. It's 6 acres that they added, and it's this fully immersive thing. So when you're walking around, there's all kinds of Marvel characters. Iron Man in a new Iron Man suit. There's Spider-Man doing flips 60 feet above your head. There's a Spider-Man ride. That's the only new ride that's there. It's the Web Slingers ride, where you're in kind of like a little cart, and you get to shoot webs out of your wrist. You don't put anything on. There's cameras and stuff that see you, and it knows when you're actively putting your wrist out to shoot, and you're trying to score points in this game. And then, of course, there's stuff you could buy, like there's a web slinger thing that you can buy, and all kinds of different Marvel things as well.
Okay, I actually love those kinds of rides. My husband and I will go on those, like the Toy Story ride and things like that. We'll go over and over again to see who can beat the other one.
So think of it exactly like the Toy Story ride, but with Spider-Man instead, and you're trying to beat the other people. So, it's all kinds of that, and it immerses you in this kind of Marvel experience. There's all kinds of hidden things. There's little secrets. If you're a fan, there's, Easter eggs here and there. And, of course, there's food. Because, what would Disneyland Adventure be without the food? And the food is all themed in Marvel. So there's a shawarma palace, which fans of the Avengers know what exactly that means. And then the most of the food is through this Pym test kitchen, which has to do with Ant-Man and the Wasps. So things are either really big or really small. So there's a giant pretzel, which is, the biggest pretzel you've ever seen. There's a chicken sandwich with a very tiny bun, but a huge chicken cutlet. And then, of course, there's a $100 panini sandwich, which is, it's $100 because it actually feeds 6 to 8 people. So it's not $100 just for a sandwich that you're taking down yourself.
I still like the Vaughn's $5 Friday. You can get the footlong sandwich. I mean, that's just me. All right, so now if you don't go to Avengers Campus this weekend and you're staying home, this new Stephen King series that's coming out, I'm very intrigued by.
Yeah, okay, so this is Lisi's story. It's based on his 2006 novel, and Stephen King actually adapted this for Apple TV Plus for the series himself. So he wrote the whole thing himself, which he doesn't usually do with a lot of these. He lets other people do it. Last time he adapted a miniseries himself was actually in 1997 when he did... I'm blanking on the name of it right now, but it was the Shining miniseries. It was on ABC.
Oh, right, okay.
So that was the last time he actually did this. So this is
wow.
It's a story that was very personal to him. Julianne Moore stars as Lisi. She plays a woman whose husband is murdered, and she starts to uncover. She's dealing with the grief of all that, but a lot of weird stuff going on as well. I saw the first episode, and it's not my genre, so I feel weird kind of telling you whether it's good or bad, because to me it's just not my thing. It's dark, it is horror, it is suspenseful, it makes you, it just does not let up for an hour. There's no lightness or funny or comedy or breaks in it. It is just very intense, which is not my kind of viewing experience. But if you're a fan of the book, of course, if you're a fan of Stephen King, then that might be something for you.
All right, and before you go, Netflix Sweet Tooth, what is this about? And sounds kind of weird, but you say it's kind of sweet?
It is weird. I loved this show and didn't know what to expect from it. It's based on a graphic novel. It's about it starts with a pandemic, which I think a lot of people might not be into watching right now.
Yeah.
But it goes so much further beyond that, and it's really about a group of these babies start to be born, and they're animal-human hybrids. So it's a baby, but it's got like a pig nose. It's a baby, but it has deer antlers. And it follows these kids and this backstory in this post-apocalyptic world as they try to come together and get together. It is weird. It is funny. It is cute. It is heartwarming. It's scary. It's got everything, all the elements. It's a drama fantasy, and I think this might be one of the next big things on Netflix.
Wow. All right, Jason. Thank you as always. We'll talk to you again next week.
All right. Take care.
Thanks. See you later. This is KFI and KOST HD to Los Angeles. Make your drive better on the 10.
Yeah, Mid-City Los Angeles had a hit-and-run crash with the victim in the right lane on the 10 West at La Brea. That victim's been able to get over to the right shoulder. You're still going to be congested, though, from about Vermont. In Irvine, new crash on the 5 southbound at Alton Parkway. This one blocking the carpool lane and the left lane, already starting to stack up right around Sand Canyon. Now, Long Beach, 710 northbound, just past the 405. In the backup of what we had a fatal accident a little while ago, there's a crash in the left lane now. Not much backup left over, but just know that that's there. Fontana on the 10 westbound at Cherry, a 2-car crash. Both vehicles in the center divider. And Mariloma, 60 west at Mission Boulevard, a crash on the on-ramp at that location. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Robin Banks.
Hey, it's Conway here. Are you looking to sell your home fast without doing any repairs? Then you need to call my friends at Sunday. Sunday will buy your home as is and give you the best possible price. Sunday buys homes off market in any condition. Here's how it works. If you have a dated property or an inherited property that you can't or don't want to keep, or you have a house with structural issues, or a house that you simply don't want to fix up in order to sell, call Sunday to get your no-obligation cash offer. With Sunday, you don't have the hassle with showings, cleanings, repairs, or even realtor fees. Sunday will give you an immediate cash offer and can close on your timeline in as quick as 10 days. The process is so easy, you can even get a $10,000 cash advance if you need cash prior to closing. So go to Sunday.com. That's SUNDAE.com. That's Sunday.com. SUNDAE.com. Or call them. 800-25-OFFER. That's 800-25-OFFER.
Look, staying healthy isn't easy. Watching your diet, hitting the gym, avoiding stress. But a good good night's rest helps boost your overall health and wellness. And it couldn't be easier. The new Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed is the only bed that effortlessly adjusts in response to both of you. The result? You wake up ready for anything. Proven quality sleep is life-changing sleep. Don't miss our weekend special. Save $1,000 on the new Sleep Number 360 Special Edition Smart Bed. Queen now $17.99. Plus free premium delivery when you add a base. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
SoCal weather from KFI. It's going to be a sunny day today, little bit cooler than yesterday. Highs will be right at 90. Stay that way tomorrow. Drop back into the upper 70s and low 80s by Sunday. Stay that way through the first part of next week. Warm it back up to near 90 again by next weekend. We lead local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee. This has been your wake-up call. Handle on the news with Gary and Shannon starts now.
Handle. We interrupt this program to bring you... Gary, public masturbation about the term herd immunity is frustrating.
And Shannon.
It's a little early for masturbation, but whatever, you do you.
On the news. Gary and Shannon. On the news. And now.
We literally said the same thing. I said public masturbation, and you said you do you.
I know what happened. I was here.
And welcome back, by the way. They allowed you back in the building, so that's good.
Me?
Yeah.
You're the one who used the M word.
Yeah, but you tried to make it silly.
No, I did not do that on purpose.
Oh. Hey, we need to stop our fighting because a day like today deserves to be celebrated.
I agree.
Alex's birthday.
It's Alex's special day, and she is so special, and we love her. She wears a different outfit every morning.
Best producer on loan I think we've ever known.
Brilliant. Oh, absolutely. I mean, she's got it all. She checks all the boxes.
Thank you.
Wow, you're not comfortable with the attention, huh?
Gee, who would have thought, Gary?
Your shoulders are up around your ears right now. Good morning to John also. When is your birthday, John?
September.
Good. We'll plan for something.
September what?
September 27th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Duly noted. Jennifer Jones-Lee, good morning.
Hi, guys.
When's your birthday?
September 8th.
Okay.
Oh, boy, we have some...
That's going to be a big month.
Yeah.
to do.
Yes, sir.
We could just do one big party.
Make sure we remember that, right?
Yeah. Put it in your phones.
Yeah.
Yes, put it in your phones.
Next hour, a little bit later in the show, we're going to be talking about F. Lee Bailey. Probably most well-known for the O.J. Simpson case.
I'm upset about this because if I killed someone, he would have been my first call, and now I'm screwed.
Wow.
What am I left with? Mark Garrigus?
Yeah, you
just lock me up now.
No.
Might as well just lock me up now.
We'll talk about F. Lee Bailey and his career a little bit later in the show. Also, we've got our 9 news nuggets you need to know for to end the show and kick off our weekend.
But let's start with a little roulette, shall we?
Handle on the news lead story.
Imagine a roulette wheel, right? And in each wedge, instead of a number, is an arbitrary rule, okay? Keep the masks on at work, keep the masks on at the movie theater, keep the masks on if everyone's vaccinated. And there's just different options.
Sure.
And all these people in the task forces, they get together and they just spin that wheel, and wherever the ball lands, that's a new rule.
I read this story just before I took the dog for a walk last night, and it was the most unsatisfying walk because I was so pissed off at people and their idiocy. California Occupational Safety and Health Standards Board originally voted yesterday to reject all of those mask requirements that we were talking about. And then these absolute morons realized that if they reject the new rules, we go back to the rules of November 2020, which, I mean, we're currently still under, where everyone in a workplace is required to wear a mask. You are, I am, she is, everybody, regardless of your vaccination status, you are still supposed to be wearing a mask in a workplace. Now, I don't know any workplace outside of restaurants, for example, where that is still being enforced on a regular basis. These morons.
They say that workers can go maskless only if every employee in a room is fully vaccinated. And I have a question about privacy rules in the workplace.
Right. Excellent question.
It's like, I can't ask you, Gary Hoffman, what your medical situation is. Like, what is that growth on your face? What is that? Like, why is it
4 days ago?
Why is pus coming out of it? I can't do that to a coworker.
It's a spider egg. You can't do that to a coworker, nor can your employer ask you what your
Exactly.
vaccination
So how
status
are we
is.
going to know who's vaccinated? I haven't asked anybody because I feel like it's a privacy thing. And I know everyone very well around here. But I still feel like it crosses the line a little bit.
I know one person here who is not vaccinated.
I do too.
Yep.
He offered that up.
That's it.
Yeah.
And that's maybe two people. I'll say two people. But here's the thing. June 15th, I was asking my wife last night, hey, what should we do for June 15th? June 15th is supposed to be this big day where state rules are going to change. Those people who are vaccinated can do away with their masks in most situations. There's got to be something that's celebrated that day. Why don't we just simply call it Personal Responsibility Day? And whatever sort of Mark Galley, the head of the State Department of Public Health, has been talking about, masks are probably not necessary, but we need a month to prepare. Why don't we now say, you have 10 days to get your personal responsibility hat on, and then we can move forward?
I got to push back a little bit because I think that on June 15th, you're going to see zero personal responsibility. People are going to be going nuts. People are going to be making, it's going to be bad decision, whatever day of the week that is.
So the labeling is wrong, but the intent is still right.
Like, people are going to be making some horrific decisions.
If you are frightened of this still, if you can't get vaccinated, if you feel like you're still at risk,
wear your mask.
Take
Go for
those precautions.
Totally. But we should have been doing this for the past over a year and change.
And by the way, don't forget, not only are there issues about privacy when it comes to health, what about people who've already had COVID? What about people who already have the antibodies, the natural immunity that comes with being exposed to something like this? They don't count in this. They never were taken into consideration. And we talked last week about herd immunity. Thank you, John, for pulling that cut from me yesterday. No one talks about, at least in public health circles, the actual number of people who've had this, who have developed the antibodies and are at least as immune to it as the people who got the vaccination.
It should be factored into all the math that they show.
I heard somebody too say last night, what was my incentive for when the vaccine came out, signing up, waiting in line, doing the whole 9 yards, protecting myself? Of course, that was the first thing that people did it for. But now they're saying, but now I'm not eligible for the tickets that are being given away. And now I'm not this. And now I have to still wear a mask because, Sally in the newsroom decided not to go get her shot. So now I still have to wear mine because she didn't. I mean, it almost feels like a punishment because you did the right thing. Now you can't move on.
Do we have a Sally?
I was just going to say.
No, but that's why I made sure.
I just wanted to make sure that
for those of you playing in the home game, Sally is a fictional character used to generalize somebody who may be working with us.
More roulette.
So now you can get a to-go alcoholic beverage once the COVID-19 restrictions are lifted this month. I did think, though, that, you can't help but remember that Gavin Newsom does have, a few spirits in his background when it comes to restaurants and things that he owns, wineries.
So we all have to wear masks at work because we don't know if everyone's vaccinated because we can't ask them if they're vaccinated. But we can have open containers in a car.
Well, not open containers. The way they're supposed to be sealed.
Yeah, okay. That's an open container.
I mean, this reminds me of the drive-through margarita bars in Texas.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good point. Here's the thing, though. You mentioned Gavin Newsom and his willingness to okay something like this. To go back to these Cal OSHA rules, the governor has the ability to override Cal OSHA when it comes to these regulations. He is sitting on a massive get-out-of-a-recall card. If he comes forward and says, I think Cal OSHA is going too far. I'm going to loosen the restrictions even more. We need to incentivize people to get vaccinated, and that includes taking their masks off. They just handed him, in Cal OSHA and in little rules like this, they just handed him the ability to get out from under that recall.
I would feel better going maskless in the workplace than I would knowing that people have open containers in their cars.
Oh my God, 100%.
Good point.
All right, coming up next, we've got news about workers' comp, LSD news to tell you about, because why not? And Mike Pence takes a stand against former President Trump.
How did I not get my Mike Pence Google alert this morning? I didn't realize he was still banging around.
I've got you covered. Didn't you wake up this morning wondering what's Mike Pence up to?
I wonder what Mother is doing right now.
Oh, gross.
So wrong.
Gary and Shannon in for Handle today. Jennifer Jones-Lee is in the newsroom.
More experts are calling for kids to be vaccinated against COVID-19. They say some kids are at risk due to the large number of adults opting not to get the shot. Don't expect a forced stimulus check. The White House says it probably won't happen since the president is focusing on putting people back to work rather than short-term relief. And NASCAR fans are headed back to Sonoma Raceway for the annual Toyota Save Mart 350. Raceway officials say fan capacity will be at 33%, but say they're thrilled to have NASCAR racing back for the first time since 2019. We got your drive on the 5. We'll check with the KFI in the sky next.
You've been skipping those dental appointments, and you might make it and then just pretend, oh, I forgot it was today. It's because of dental anxiety. It's okay.
Right, and maybe you skipped a couple appointments in the past year because of viral loads. You got to get back to the dentist. And Cunning Dental specializes in people who are scared of the dentist, people that need major work from years of dental neglect.
They can do all your dental work while you sleep. Gentle twilight sleep, maybe even full anesthesia if you need that.
They'll repair years of neglect in 1 or 2 appointments. You simply wake up to a new smile. It is dental treatment done without anxiety.
Dental implants, crowns, root canals, smile makeovers, full mouth implants in just 1 day.
There is no other dental office like it. They've been rebuilding smiles for more than 52 years, 4 generations of dentistry.
Now you can sleep through any procedure, $500 off on their sleep treatment. Good with all of the procedures.
Call 888-640-SMILE, 888-640-SMILE, 888-640-SMILE.
Cunning Dental, making smiles great since 1968.
Oh, you're looking to stay viral loaded.